EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for the weekend, November 28th and 29th, 2020. For your Saturday, expecting mostly cloudy skies to start the day in a few areas, and then we're going to gradually see a decrease in clouds and becoming mostly sunny by the time we get to the afternoon, and it's going to remain that way for the remainder of the weekend. Looks like through Sunday, we are also mostly sunny and mostly clear overnight on Saturday night. Temperatures are going to be cooler than what we saw on each of the last couple of days here. Yeah, each of the last 2 days. But it will still be slightly above average with temperatures generally in the lower 50s across the region, both Saturday and Sunday. So, decreasing clouds today, becoming mostly sunny, and then Sunday is a mostly sunny day behind that. Our next system coming in here is going to be on Monday, and this is the impactful system that we were talking about for a couple days now. This will bring rain to the region, some heavy rain involved with that, but I don't think it's going to be it's not going to be a crazy amount of rain. I'll get to that in a second. It's fairly quick moving. A system cutting to our west is going to travel up in this general direction here west of the region, and then being on the warm side of that low, we will have warm air coming in on the eastern side of that system. So when this system comes up into western Pennsylvania right here, we'll be on the warmer side of this low pressure, so it's going to be bringing in warm air from a south or southeasterly direction, as opposed to being on the backside of this, which is bringing in the cooler air. And of course, we have snow in parts of the Ohio Valley on the western side of that low track. We will not have any frozen precipitation from this whatsoever. And that's what we're moving in with just rain. And it's going to be very mild here on Monday. Temperatures getting above 60 in many locations while that rain is occurring here during the day on Monday. I do think it comes in fairly early in the morning, starts off as showers first. And then we have periods of rain that go through the afternoon and wraps up in the early evening hours. That's our best timing right now. Also have windy conditions that we're expecting to develop once this moves through. Almost like a squall line type feature, but it's going to won't be for everywhere in our region. It favors our eastern and southeastern areas mostly. Here, let me get into a couple different perspectives here. Here's the NAM. This is just showing timing here. This is, of course, 4 o'clock in the morning on Monday. We have some showers starting to work in from the southwest at this point, and then by the time we get into the early morning hours here on Monday, the rain has started and will continue to push off the north and east. Again, you're going to have some embedded heavier rain in that. I'm using a composite of reflectivity from the 12-kilometer NAM here because the 3 kilometers is not quite in range yet, but it gives you a general idea of the timing. It's generally a daylight issue here on Monday, and then once we get to the evening hours, this is going to be subsiding pretty quickly. So generally a 6 to 8 hour period of rain. It looks like we're going to have a solid batch of rain. Here's to the NAM's take, which is very similar to what the European model has. And I would say if I had to give you an estimate right now of what rainfall would be, we're looking at anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to 1.25 inches. Okay, so that's your range here, right? Your low and high end range. It looks like across most areas would fall into that category. There could be some anomalies in a few areas, but generally between 3/4 of an inch and 1.25 inches will occur here on Monday. And when the heaviest rain occurs during the afternoon and that system's at its closest point, here's where we have some wind gusts that are going to be getting in the 35 to 45 mile per hour range, and just would be doing so briefly in a very short period of time. Looks like it's going to be over a 2 to 3 hour period or 2 to 4 hour period when that occurs. And then that moves off to the north and east. A little breezy yet as we head into Monday evening, but not windy really. Just looks like that when that heavier rain moves through during the afternoon, you get some downward momentum, downward transport of those winds. And we get some gusts in the 35 to 45 range for a few hours, for a 2 to 4 hour period during the course of Monday afternoon. So that's that system. It's going to be pulling away, and then behind this, we're going to get considerably cooler here for Tuesday. Could be a leftover shower here on Tuesday in spots, just isolated. And the system's to continue off to the north and east. But we're going to be turning much, much cooler on Tuesday, with temperatures getting back into the middle 40s, comparatively speaking, to Monday, which will be in the 60 or maybe even above 60 in some locations. Might even get to 65 down here in Philadelphia here on Monday. Tuesday, we're looking at considerably cooler temperatures in the 40s, and then lower 40s by the time we get to Wednesday with mostly sunny skies. To end the week here, we're going to be on a dry note here on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with temperatures generally below average here on Wednesday with mostly sunny skies, and then getting close to near average here on Thursday. And again, on Friday, we have another system we have to watch here at the end of the week. This will come in after they'll be coming in over the weekend next weekend. It looks like Saturday is the target date right now for this. Still some uncertainties exactly how this evolves, and it looks like mostly rain for most of us, but could be a interior areas snow event for with a dynamic cooling situation. That's a possibility with this system, but it's going to be track dependent to see who gets what, and it looks like if it's tracking over I-95 like it's shown here, most of us will be rain, but then you could have some backside snow here where you get some dynamically cold snowfall on the northwest side of this low track. So this will be critical as we go out throughout the week of whether or not we see a wintry component to this. We mentioned the long range, or I did yesterday when I did the long range outlook. I mentioned this system here is one to watch. We have another one that's going to be in the December 9th through 11th time frame, somewhere in that window. We could have another storm signal in there. But right now, this is the one I was addressing specifically, the next weekend threat. And there's a lot of variability to this track. If it ends up being a little bit further south and east, you can get more of cold air involved in this. There's a lot of different components to this, what could be. So this is going to be something that evolves throughout the week next week. So just check back with us when we do our next forecast videos for early next week and continuing throughout the week leading up to this system to see if this has any wintry implications for some areas within our coverage area. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchers. That is your outlook for the weekend, November 28th and 29th, 2020. Have a great Saturday and Sunday.